Sunny and welcome to the Well-Read Society. So I don't really do weekly or monthly or seasonal TBRs. However, there are some books that I want to get around to this year specifically, and I thought I'd tell you all about them and why I want to read them. So I really want to read Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. There's a number of reasons for that. First of all, it's a book about the history of humanity, it's a book about anthropology, and those are things that fascinate me. I want to get into the human mind, understand why we are the way we are, and know all about history. I'm a very curious person and a little bit of a history nerd, so I really want to read this. Plus, I've seen it all around social media, and I would be lying if I said that I don't buy books because of the internet hype. That would be a total lie. I absolutely do. And also, I have skimmed through it a little bit, and the graphics and the images and the paintings and the maps got me so intrigued. It feels like a little bit of a treasure, and I so want to get into it. So it is a kind of a chunky baby. However, I think if I read it slowly throughout the year, it's totally doable. Next, we have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I want to read this book for a number of reasons once again. First of all, I love Greek mythology, anything Greek mythology related, and obviously this is about the Troy War and Achilles and Patroclus. Second of all, I saw some quotes that were so beautiful and made me want to read it even more. Plus, all of my friends keep recommending it to me and telling me that I will cry, but that it's worth it. So, you know, I love me a good cry and I love me a good recommendation. Also, I keep seeing Tumblr posts about this book and just about the Achilles and Patroclus dynamic, and it's making me wheeze the whole time. I just keep on laughing. They're so funny, so I want to get in on the jokes. And last but not least, gay as hell. Next is not one specific book, but a whole bunch of them, and I want to read the works of James Baldwin, Audre Lorde, Toni Morrison, and bell hooks for a myriad of reasons, but mainly because they are very important figures of literature, and especially Black literature. And I've never read any of their work, and whenever I see quotes online or whenever I see their speeches and what they stood for and their life story, I am fascinated by them. And I just find it amazing that I still haven't read anything by them, and I just purchased a whole lot of their work. And I really want to get around to it this year. I'm gonna put a short list of all the titles that I'm currently holding in my hands if you want to go check them out specifically, because that is definitely not their whole bibliography, but that is a good start. Yeah, I really want to get around to those books this year. Next, we have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I keep hearing about the TV show and I really want to watch it, but I really want to read the book first, especially because it was written by Margaret Atwood, and I know that she is an amazing writer, and anytime I hear about this book or this show, it's only good things. Also, I've seen a lot of people reference it and drawing comparisons between what's happening in this book and what's happening in our current society, and I just love to draw those comparisons myself. And also, once again, some of my friends keep pressuring me to read it. Sumaya, I'm not at all saying that Sumaya is pushing this book on me, but she totally is. By the way, if you're new to this channel, we are two on this booktube channel, and Sumaya is the other host. And yeah, she kind of been pushing this book onto me, and I want to see if it's worth it, although I am sure it is because she's never had a bad recommendation. Next is The Uninvitable Earth by David Wallace Wells. First of all, look at this cover. I'm sorry, but I am a sucker for minimalistic and just really sleek book covers, so I am loving this one. The main reason why I want to read this book is because I care so much about the environment and climate change. However, I have very limited knowledge on the subject. I only know the mainstream things that everybody knows about climate change, and I want to learn more, and not only through the internet and social media, but through someone who has actually done a lot of research and written a whole book about it. And I think it will make me a better human, a better environmental activist. And yeah, Greta Thunberg, watch your back. I am coming for your spot once I have read this book. Next, we have The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and also The Importance of Being Earnest by him as well, which I don't own a physical copy of at the moment. I want to reread those books because I've actually read and studied those works when I was in middle school, and I absolutely loved studying it. We even went to the theater to see the play for The Importance of Being Earnest, and I loved every second of it. However, it was so long ago that I don't remember most of it. I just remember the feeling that I had while reading and studying those books. I want to read them now that I'm more mature, now that the story will probably stick more with me and I will remember it for a longer time. And also, the first time around, it was in my literature class, which was held in French, so I've read the French translation, and translations never quite hit the same, so this time around I want to read them in the original version, so the English version. Next, we have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Honestly, I have no specific reason. I just want to read this book really bad. It's been on my bookshelves for, I've lost count, I think it's been for 3 years at least since it's been on my bookshelves, and I still haven't picked it up, which is a shame. So I need to get around to this book this year. Next, still in the young adult fantasy realm, we have not one book but a whole series. So basically, I want to read A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir, which is the third book in a series. I've already read the first two books, which were An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night, are probably my favorite young adult fantasy books that I've read so far. And I don't know why I never kept up with the third and fourth book that came out. It doesn't make any sense to love a series of books so much and then just stop reading it for no reason whatsoever. And because I've read the first two books so long ago, basically I want to reread those, and then once my memory is refreshed and I remember everything from the story, I can move on to the third and last book of the series, which I have never read. Next is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And I have actually studied excerpts from this book twice, once in my English literature class in high school and once in my English literature class in college. I dropped out. I loved reading those excerpts, and I just really want to read the full story. It's a classic, it's so iconic, there are so many references to it everywhere, and yet I have never read the actual original piece of work. So I really want to get around to that. Plus, I am very fascinated by Mary Shelley as a person. She led such an intriguing and weird life, which I love. I love weird women. That sounds bizarre, but I just love reading her life story and things about her as a person, and I cannot wait to find out things about her as an author. Next, we have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I bought this secondhand, so I don't have the jacket of the book, which is a hardback, but I really want to read this. So I found out about this book when I was doing research for the book club, and if you're new to this channel or you don't know about the book club, hi, this is the Well-Read Society. We have a diversity-focused book community, and we also have a now bi-monthly book club over our Instagram at Well-Read Society. And there is a poll where you can pick between 2 books to become our book of the month, and that was my pick for I think June. And sadly, it lost the poll, so we did not end up reading this one. I am still frustrated that I didn't get to read this one because it sounds amazing and I've only heard good things about it, and the excerpts are absolutely beautiful. And also, it is about to be turned into a movie by the film studio A24, which is my absolute favorite film studio. So I am so excited to see the movie, and I definitely want to read the book first. Plus, it seems rather short. Oh yeah, it's less than 300 pages, so I have no excuse. Next is a book I don't own a copy of, so if someone is watching this and wants to buy me something, please do. But I want to read Hunger, a memoir of my body by Roxane Gay. I really don't understand why, among all of my book buying frenzies, I never got this book, because I've wanted to read it for so many years, and I always end up buying other books that were never on my wish list to begin with, and then I dismiss the books that I've actually been wanting to read for years. But this is one of them. I've heard only good things about it, especially from a lot of plus-size people, and as a big person myself, I think I could get a lot from reading this book, and I also admire Roxane Gay as a person, and I tend to agree with not everything but a lot of the things she has to say, so I would absolutely love to read this book in 2021. Next we have Children of Blood and Bone by TONI. First of all, look at this cover. I'm sorry, the quote, "Don't judge a book by its cover," doesn't apply to some cases, because when a book cover looks like this, you know it's gonna be good. No question asked. Also, this title, Children of Blood and Bone, chills just from reading the title, and you want to get more chills. Instead of like a lengthy book description in the back, it just says this: "They killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise." That is so powerful. I want to cry just from reading those 4 little lines. So imagine me reading the whole book. That's about the only reason I want to read it. This is so intriguing. I can just tell that it's gonna be a good book, and I just can feel it in my bones. It's my intuition that tells me to read it, and also Instagram. So yeah, I want to read Children of Blood and Bone in 2021. Next, I want to read Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, as well as the rest of the series. I think I'm about one of the only people left on this planet to call themselves bookworm, yet never having read this. I don't know why. And also, okay, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but please hear me out before you yell at me. I loved the movies. Please, before you start throwing knives at me, please hear my reasoning. Keep in mind that I haven't read the book. I love the movies by themselves, but everyone who has read the books keeps saying that the movies were absolute trash compared to the books. So if the movies were good to me, then how good are the books gonna be in my eyes? You know what I mean? You see my logic here? So I cannot wait to read those books and end up hating the movies. So that is about it for my TBR, which is already kind of a lot. Please let me know in the comments if there's any books on my TBR that are also on yours, or if there's any books that I've mentioned that you have read, and feel free to tell me what you thought about it, as long as it is spoiler free. And thank you so much for watching. You can like this video, you can subscribe if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, go check out our previous videos on this channel, and follow our book community, bookstagram, book club, book everything at Well-Read Society. Thank you so much for watching, and happy reading!